Put your hands together for Old Men and Sweat. Old Men Sweat. Put your hands together, y'all. Barry D, Tommy T. We gonna have a good time tonight. Let's go. It's Old Men and Sweat.
All right, so let's shift gears and go to the enchilada of the week, which is the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles in New Orleans.
Who do I like? Everyone keeps saying at work, who do I like? You know, everyone bets at the casino. They want to know who, like, you like the Eagles, you like Kansas City. And obviously, this is a game that I would never bet. You'd be a fool to bet this game. The only way I bet this game is if I find out who the referees are betting first. Then I would bet this game. Because this game is ridiculous, buddy. You can't pick a winner. There's no way of picking a winner in this game. Philadelphia's got the slightly better team, I think, all-around team. They got a great defensive line. They got the best running back in football. You know, they got a varied offensive attack. Kansas City's got the best coach in football. They got the best quarterback in football, right? Yep. But Kansas City doesn't score points. They don't score a lot of points. They're not a high-scoring team. They're not a very good offense. They're not a very good offensitive team. No. You know, they struggle. And Philadelphia is a very good defensive team. Now, they're young, but they played the whole year. They got those rookies in the secondary, and they got that coach. They got that old guy who's the defensive coordinator. I forget his name. But so Philadelphia, to me, is a little bit better team. But I don't know how you pick against Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the refs. Because the refs seem to err on the side of the Chiefs. I don't think it's a conspiracy. I don't think that they're doing it on purpose. I just think that they make mistakes in the Chiefs' favor a lot. It just seems to fall that way.
It does seem to fall that way, especially when they play the Bills, and especially that last game. I mean, you know, like people were talking about that last fourth down when you know Allen snuck it, and you could tell it was over. And one person had a really good comment. They go, you know, we're in 2025, and we're relying on an old referee on way far on one side and an old referee on way on the other side to figure out in a pile of all these guys where the ball is. And the guy said, why don't we put a computer chip in the ball?
Well, they have that technology already. They just haven't committed to it yet, but they've toyed with it. They better do it
because I'm not saying I think the refs could miss those calls. I think anyone could miss that kind of a call. It's hard to figure it out. Like, where's the ball? Where are they? There's got all these guys at 300 pounds. No. You know, come 100%,
on. 100%, buddy. That's what's happening is, like I said, it's not a conspiracy. Nobody's doing it on purpose. I believe that all these sports are legit. They're all about – I always tell you that sports is the only true reality TV in the world. There's only
you can't script it. You can't script it.
Nobody knows who's going to win, but the referees make crazy mistakes all the time.
Yes, and you know, and I guess sometimes it just happens that it looks like it's a lot for Kansas City and not for anyone else.
And it's going to be that way tomorrow. I mean, my guess is that there's going to be late in the game, and Kansas and Mahomes is going to go back to pass, and his offensive lineman is going to bear hug one of the Eagles and tackle him to the ground, and they're not going to throw a holding penalty.
No,
and Mahomes is going to complete a pass, and everyone's going to go like, "Oh, see, they cheated," and da-da-da-da. But that's just the way it is. You know, I mean, that's the way it's always been. Ever since we were kids, the losing team in the Super Bowl has always complained about the refereeing. That's not anything new.
So what do you think, if you had to pick one thing that's like a variable that if that happens, like either for Philly or for KC, either on defense or offense, that it could be a deciding factor? Is there one?
Well, there is one. To me, the one variable is this game's going to go way under. Okay. Like if these teams don't commit any turnovers, which they're not turnover prone, they're not getting anywhere near 48 points. Philly's going to run the ball. Kansas City can't. Kansas City's not explosive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not explosive. I mean, Travis Kelce is their best skill position player. They don't have a good running game. They got Kareem Hunt, and they got a banged-up Isaiah Pacheco. So Kansas City's not going to really move the ball that well. I mean, they're going to really depend on Mahomes moving around, which a few years ago, Tom Brady and Tampa Bay beat Mahomes. Mahomes didn't have a good offensive line, so they got beat up pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
But
Tampa had a really good deep.
Chiefs got a good offensive line now. So they'll be able to they'll be able to fight with Philly's defensive line. It'd be a good fight. It'd be a really good fight. But
especially if that one tackle steps back another yard before the hike. That one guy, their left tackle.
Philly's guy does that. Lane Johnson.
No. The KC guy does it too. There's one guy on KC that does it too.
Perfected that move. Yeah, they both do it. But
So what do you think then after what you said, what's the variable then? Is it Philly? I think it's Philly's defense containing Mahomes in the inside and not letting him get out to run a lot. If they can stop that, then that's going to be it. Because I think Barkley, I think they can stop him a little bit. I think they got a great defensive coordinator, that guy on KC, but I still think he's going to get yards. But I think it's more.
They're not going to.
I think it's more if Mahomes gets out of the pocket. If they spy him and just keep him.
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to spy. They're going to spy Mahomes.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a linebacker or maybe that safety, not Cooper DeJean, but the other safety, the white guy. They're going to have the safety spy Mahomes. They're not going to let Mahomes run.
Blankenship.
Yeah, Ryan Reed Blankenship. Yeah, they're not going to let Mahomes run. So I think Philly should control the game. I think they should control the game with their ground attack because Hurts runs too, and the reason that Saquon is busting through the line so often is that they have to respect that RPO. Like Hurts gives the ball sometimes doesn't. So that holds up the linebacker for a millisecond. And that millisecond is all that Saquon needs to get through that space. So I just think that Philly is going to control the ball, move the ball, but I'm not saying Philly's going to win. Like here's the other thing is, if you're a betting guy, you cannot bet a team. This is don't bet a team. Don't pick a team because you don't know who's going to win. The same thing with KC and Buffalo 2 weeks ago. Would never pick a team. But I did tell you got to take the Eagles over the Commanders. I knew the Eagles were going to kill the Commanders, and that one was easy. They crushed them. But otherwise, this game, do not pick a team. If you pick a team, you're just picking someone you like, or you're picking against someone you don't like.
Yeah, because right now it's basically a pick. It's KC -1. It's like it's
a pick 'em. I wouldn't touch this game. I would never bet this game ever. It is stupid.
So you would, but if you had a bet, you take the under 48.5.
Oh, the under. Yeah, the under. The final score is going to be like 17-16 or 20 to. They're not going to score. They're going to kick field goals. You watch. This game is good. It's going to be a boring game. It's going to be a boring game. The star of the game is going to be the head referee.
There's a lot of unders. I've heard a lot of the people money is on the under, and I don't know the two teams. I think it's probably split pretty equally, maybe a little more for KC. But I'm with you. KC fans are going to bet KC. Philly fans are going to bet Philly. If you're just a money guy and you just want to try to bet a team, it's really hard to bet this game. You're right. You got to take the under. Because the over is kind of high, and it's not like the last Super Bowl they played. They got different teams now. Last time they played, what was it, 30-something to 30-something, and KC beat them by like 3 or whatever, 2 or 3. So I agree with you. Even though I'm Mr. Over, it's really hard to bet it over.
Yeah, Ron Torbert is the referee. He's the star of the game. Like that. He's the guy that's going to get more. Ron Torbert, the ref, is going to get more airtime than anybody. He's going to get more airtime than Taylor Swift. He's going to be on all the time.
I hope. You know what? I want to watch a good game. I don't want the game just to be a bitch fest about the refs.
It is. Yeah. It's going to be. It's not going to be a great game. It's not.
The game's on Fox. So is Tom Brady doing the game on Fox?
Well, yeah, if it's on Fox, he's the number one guy. Yeah,
he's going to talk shit about the refs because one of the refs or the ref organization got mad at him because he was being blunt about a couple of games. He was being blunt about the refs.
Well, when you're in that position that Brady's in, you're not really allowed to speak honestly. They don't like that. Like that.
They didn't like it. But you know what? The guy's played forever. The guy's like, he's he's the man. So, why can't he, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, why can't he just say
the NFL gives strict orders.
Oh, yeah.
To the networks that you cannot criticize the referees. You cannot say I've never seen ever in my life. I've never seen a broadcaster say these referees are horrible. They're terrible. I've never seen one. They don't ever say that's a terrible call. That's a terrible call. They always word it in a way. They always go, "Oh, I didn't see it that way," or I don't know if I would have thrown that flag. They always word it softly.
You're right. That's how they do it. You're right. That's exactly how they explain it. Yeah. But I think they should be able to say what they feel, what they believe.
Buddy, are you kidding? There's billions of dollars being transferred. You're not allowed to do that.
I know it's bullshit. Honesty. But I think it's bullshit because it's part of the game. So what are we going to talk about? Just good plays and bad plays? Yeah, if something happens, a penalty. It's not saying they're trying to screw anybody, but a penalty can cause a play to be good or bad or whatever. Well, it's part of the game.
Yeah, some of the referees are terrible. Some of the calls or some of the no calls are terrible. And like as a broadcaster, whether it's Tony Romo or the other guy, what's the other guy's name? Greg. What was the guy last year?
Olsen. Greg Olsen.
Or you got Brady. You had Phil Simms. All the guys. They can't say that's a terrible call. Like, what's that guy doing? Or they can't say, how did that guy even get on the field? How'd that referee get on the field? He doesn't belong here. Like, he's not doing a good job. Like that, they would never do that. Because they're instructed. They're instructed. You're not allowed to call out a referee. You're not allowed to say referees' names. You're not allowed to criticize the refs. That's just not allowed.
Well, Brady's probably going to reel it in a bit, I'm sure. Because he went off a couple times.
Brady's told. They have all these meetings, all these production meetings, and the executives from Fox are coming in, and then you got Goodell and the executives from the NFL coming in, and they're like, "Listen, we don't want this to be about the referees. We don't want you to be highlighting all the referee mistakes." And Brady's going to say, "Hey, well, listen. If you're throwing penalties, like, what do you want me to do? Like, and they're instructing him to go easy, just go easy, it's how you word it."
So I don't got a dog in this fight of this game. I don't really care, but if I had to pick someone just emotionally, I probably would want the NFC team to win. Because I don't want them to three-peat. I don't want KC to three-peat. But otherwise, I would just like a good game, and I don't think we're going to get that offensive juggernaut like you said.
We're not going to get that.
Then it comes down to the commercials, which is so queer anyway.
Yeah,
people,
I like that word, buddy. That's a good word.
Yeah, they go over to houses and they don't know anything about football, and then they watch the commercial and they rate them and all this, and then they talk. Then they talk during the game. It's like, shut up. Go over to another TV in another room just watch the commercials. There's the commercial room. This is the actual game room where we watch the game.
I hear you.
It's like, so I'm gonna watch at home. I'm gonna go to the country club. I got to go to the country club and get my box, my square. I got my box, right? My one box square.
Yeah, I got a box too. I got 8-6.
Yeah, I got 6. I got who are they? Who's 8? Who's 6?
I don't know who's who. I got to look tonight. I got to look who's who.
I got I think I got a decent number. Where's my thing here? I got where is it here? 6? Do I got that? I got KC 7, Philly 6.
Yeah, 7-6 at the end of first quarter, 17-16 at half. I can see 27-26 or 27-16 final. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go over there because they got free food and open bar for a while.
That's good.
And then I'll come home and just watch the game, because it's where am I going to go? I don't want to go to some bar. It's all Philly fans and KC fans at the bars, at the casino. Are you going to, it's going to be all Philly fans and KC fans, right? No one really goes, do they?
Yeah, I'd say mostly KC fans this week. A lot of KC fans on the West Coast out here. They love the Chiefs. But But the game's going to be over by the time I get to work anyway, pretty much.
You're right, because you're going to
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's a lot of nothing. I mean, I don't know. Like I would have I would have been excited. I would have been excited for the game if the Bills were in it.
Me too. That would
against anybody. I would have been. I would have even been excited, I guess, if Detroit was in it. Whatever.
No, me too. They both would have been. To me, they both would have been much better. Me too, buddy. I agree.
I mean, the Bills especially. They really. I just think they just keep. They got this thing. They just can't make it past these guys. And I just think it's a shame because they got a great team. Look at Josh Allen got MVP.
Well, it comes down to coaching. Their coach stinks. He always makes a terrible decision. He's a bad coach.
He makes he chokes. He does choke. You're right. He's done that. But I just wish the Bills could have made it. That would have been fun because I would have really rooted for them.
I agree,
to win it. But anyway, all right. So, I mean, it's a lot of hype. It's funny how it's so much hype. And then at the end, it's going to be 17-16.
Yeah, it's going to be,
It's going to be a snooze.
And the referee's going to be the most important guy in the field.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Now that you said that, you watch. But people are waiting. They're looking and waiting for that. I hope none of that happens. I hope none of that happens. All right, T, that's it.
Hey, yo. Put your hands together for Old Men and Sweat. Old Men Sweat. Put your hands together, y'all. Barry B, Tommy T. We gonna have a good time tonight. Let's go. It's Old Men and Sweat.